What's going on, boys? This is my very first commentary video, so just stick with me here as I will get better as time goes on. I didn't really know what to do for my first one because I don't have a community and I'm kind of just starting from scratch. But today I'm going to be talking about One Piece and why I fell in love with this show so much. I was first put onto the show from a YouTuber slash podcaster slash streamer from the group chat known as Grunk. He always talked very fondly of the show and expressed his interest for it whenever he could. And one day, early 2024, I don't really remember the exact day, but I finally decided to start watching One Piece. Now, up until this point in my life, I was always one of those guys who made fun of anime and clowned on those who watched it or even showed any interest in it. I was kind of a dick about it too, one of those basic sport kids who thought it was corny and weird. Whatever. Well, that all changed the day I started watching One Piece. The show starts out meeting Luffy, and at first I had to get used to the animation style and the quirkiness of the characters, but a few episodes in, I was already hooked. There was a goal, and that goal of the show was Luffy was going to become king of the pirates. And at first he just seems like some delusional kid who has a wild dream who will eventually be brought down by the world and the reality of life. But not Luffy. He had a goal, and he was so set on it he would do anything he could or even try and do things no one thought he could do to get closer to his goal. And as the story goes on, he knows he can't do it alone and he has to find crewmates that have skills that are able to help him get there. But he doesn't use them. He genuinely cares about them and treats them as family. But he doesn't just pick anybody in his crew. He picks people who are just as driven as him to accomplish their own goals and succeed in their own lives to live up to their own dreams. This leads his crewmates to be proud to call him a captain, and are willing to put their own lives on the line to help their captain or their crewmates reach their goal. They have the utmost respect for him and are willing to put all their faith in him because Luffy puts all his faith into his crewmates as well. The mutual respect and honor they have for each other is unmatched. And Luffy isn't just like all the other pirates as well. He doesn't want to conquer and rule over anyone. He doesn't want to be an asshole and steal from regular people. He doesn't think he's better than anyone. He doesn't want to be celebrated or praised even when he should be. Him and his crew always do the right thing because they care. They care so much that they take on seemingly impossible tasks to save a town or city or even kingdom, and they don't do it for gold or riches or respect. They do it out of the goodness of their hearts and show people how selfless you can be even as a pirate. And along his journey through the seas, Luffy and his crewmates have helped and saved thousands, if not millions of lives, and inspired many others to live free and do the right thing. And in doing this, he makes no enemies, at least no enemies with people who have the same thought of being free and doing the right thing. In fact, he's helped so many people. If he ever was to get captured or is ever in a tough situation, he would have so many powerful allies who share the same mindset of destroying evil and doing the right thing for the world, back him up and be there by his side to help him. And that's because Luffy always does the right thing. Another thing about Luffy is he never takes any shortcuts, and would rather take the hardest route because he sees it to be more of an adventure and wants to achieve the impossible, no matter how hard it is, because he knows he has an unmatched drive and delusion that nobody can stop him. Many people throughout the show see him as a small rubber boy who they don't even take serious, but Luffy changes their mind real quick by kicking their ass and showing them the power of a dream. The show also reflects a lot on the real world, such as the Marines, which is basically the government of the show, who hate pirates because they want to control everyone and keep everyone below them, which is basically every government in the real world. And Luffy is a man who doesn't live by the government's rules. He doesn't care about your nobleness. He doesn't care if you're a king, or an admiral, or an emperor, or a warlord. If he sees you as a bad person who's evil, he acts on it, and kicks their ass no matter what it takes. He always stands up for what's right. For instance, the time he told Usopp, one of his crewmates, to shoot a government flag down, or when he punched the Celestial Dragon in the face, or when he stopped Crocodile from controlling his friend's homeland, or when he put a stop to Doflamingo and Dressrosa. Doflamingo and what he did to Dressrosa is a great representation of our world and governments today. He has secret intelligence inside the Navy, which is basically the government of the real world, and he plays everyone with money and lies. He's a major weapons dealer and also hates everyone and thinks that they are all below him because he was born as a Celestial Dragon. He also has a devil fruit ability that allows him to use strings and make people his puppets. Sort of like how trillion-dollar corporations or the richest families or solo billionaires use money to get things they want from government and use them as puppets to get what he wants. The show relays real-life issues that have been happening for centuries into the show and portrays them very well. And Luffy is sort of like the savior or vigilante who's going to put a stop to all of it, because he wants everyone to live free and do what they want without some proclaimed noble people or higher class people controlling everything and running the world behind the scenes. Doflamingo and the Don Quixote family represent the people in the real world who are behind the scenes and playing the whole world through politics, government, and money. All in all, even though I haven't finished the show yet, as I'm only on the Zoe arc, Luffy has shown me and millions of others that you should always fight for what's right and how we should rise up against the people pulling the strings no matter the cost. The show has some of the most emotional scenes and great life lessons along the way. The world building and lore in the show is better and deeper than any show you will ever watch. The diversity in range of characters and islands is like nothing you've ever seen before. Now, everyone that watches this show probably has their own take or get their own message from it, from their own experiences in life. I think that if you haven't watched it, that you should hop on Netflix, put on One Piece, enjoy the ride, and see what you yourself take from the show. And that is why I think everyone should watch One Piece. I know it might seem scary since the show is still in the making, even though there's already over 1,000 episodes, but I promise watching this show will change your life, and most likely your view of our world that we live in today. I've even put two of my best friends who have never watched anime onto One Piece, and they both love it, and in fact are closer to being caught up to the show than me. So please give it a chance and you won't regret it. Thank you everybody for watching. If you made it through the whole video, don't be scared to give it a like or comment how you feel about the show. I'm trying to build up a community, so my Discord is in the description along with my Twitch, and I'll be posting more commentary in the future, along with more random ass gaming videos and live stream bots. But that is all for now. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.